Mic check, 1 2 1 2. JAG is Jobs for America's Graduates. Teaches kids employability, getting them set up for things after high school. Pretty much whether you're going to college or getting a job, or if you're getting set up apprenticeship or whatever it is that these high school students are going to get into doing. So JAG is preparing them pretty much for life. That's what I've gotten from a lot of the teachers that I've met. They are setting them up to get out of school and go stand in front of an employer and say, hire me. And that really is a very impactful program, because these kids learn employability skills. A lot of times you have to coach them up after you meet them as an employer, a former manager. You got to coach them up after you meet them. JAG prepares them before they go to their interviews. Right now, we're on tour. Revive is on tour with JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates. I don't know if you want to call it on tour. I'm not a musician or anything. Let me check that back. Hey, I'm on tour. Like I'm signing autographs. No, we're going to these high schools, talking to kids. Pretty much, when I talk to them, I see myself all the time. Like, cause I know how much I was a dopey, lost, and dorky high school kid. And so when I'm talking to them, there was a lot of questions I had that when teachers were talking or when people came over, I never got answered. So I'm giving them the real scoop, if you will, on how to get a job, how to get set up. Like, for instance, I tell them all the time about walking in and asking for an application, and then a manager says you can apply online, and what the manager's really saying is, get out of my face, I want to eat lunch. So I teach them about stuff like that, and how that moment that you're talking to the manager, that's your interview chance right there. So these are the kinds of skills I'm teaching them, like how to actually circumvent a lot of the obstacles that are in front of them to get the job, how to actually impress the managers, how to land and keep the jobs. So that's where I'm really providing some value. And also, if they want scholarships or if they want to be signed off as a reference, all those different things, I'm providing that to these students. At the same time, telling them about my story, our story, a company, what we plan on doing for the city. Wake up! Where? Wake up! Where? Wake up! Where? Spring around! Where? Wake up! Where? Wake up! Where? Wake up! Where? Rise up! I know how impactful that is, because Mike Santos, I don't know if you know who that is. Mike Santos, he's the owner of Raising Cane's, came to my high school when I was, as junior or senior, and he was telling us the same thing, how to, about getting a job, what he was trying to do in the city and all that. And I was sitting in class, was just listening to him. I wasn't really listening to him, I was just like, whatever. I wish I would have listened back then, because, and then actually gave him my information, kept up, followed up, whatever, because who knows where I would be right now. But so I'm providing an opportunity like that for the kids when I go see them now. And so we go into bigger and bigger high schools, and more and more crowds, and they love the message. I mean, they really get amped, they get hyped. I'm having fun, they're having fun, they're learning, I'm learning from them. The key thing is teaching about volunteerism, because I remember when I was at Byron, shout out Byron Williams, when I was in high school. Byron Williams came to me on my junior year, summer of my junior year, pulled me out of the house, dragged me by my heels to go down and volunteer at a place called ACC. And it changed my life forever. And it was about refugee resettlement. You're helping people get set up in their houses with plates and forks and clothes and all that. And you're teaching them about, how to live in America. And that really touched the core with me, because my family is refugees. So when I did that for the first time, I got dragged out for one day. I went out there, I was like, I don't know, Byron, I don't know if we should do it. Went out there one day. The next thing you know, I went 8 hours a day, 5 days a week that whole summer. You can comment below. Byron, if you're there, you got to vouch for me, man. It's true. This is how it happened. And it was a lot of fun. I really actually enjoyed myself. But I don't think I would have, if I didn't have Byron around, I don't think I would have ever got to know about experiencing volunteerism and whatnot. And then when I got a little bit older, I invited other people out, and it was always the same thing. Always heard the same thing. Man, that was so cool, man. I feel really good. I feel really good. That was really nice to do that. Can I come out to the next event? And I never kept it going. But now as a company, as a brand, we're doing that's the core, central theme of what we're doing in different facets and different ways. And we're offering that feeling to as many people as possible. That's the wake up and win feeling. So when I go to these high schools, I explain that in detail to them. And they're like, oh, because when you think of volunteer work and you're 16 years old, you're thinking, I'm not getting paid, I'm leaving the house, and this is pointless, please shut up. That's all I would think. But we're offering that value at the same time. So wake up and win. That's what it's about.